Why are you still a slave to the power grid when your house was designed to store energy for free? We are stripping away industry lies to expose how existing walls can replace modern heating. Watch us turn standard masonry into a powerful thermal engine that captures every drop of sunlight. For thousands of years, people didn't need a thermostat or a monthly heating bill to stay warm. They built homes that worked with the seasons, not against them. Roman bathhouses, with their thick brick vaults, soaked up the day's heat and released it long into the night. Medieval stone halls across Europe relied on walls so massive it could take hours for a winter chill to even touch the inside air. Out in the American Southwest, adobe pueblos use nothing but sun, earth, and physics to keep families comfortable through freezing nights and scorching days. These weren't primitive guesses, they were deliberate, time-tested strategies. The secret was always the same: thermal mass. Dense walls acted as a hidden energy battery, charging up with every ray of sunlight and every ember from the hearth, then slowly letting that warmth drift back out, hour after hour. But somewhere along the way, this knowledge vanished from the blueprint. After World War II, the rush to build cheap and fast swept across the suburbs. Developers started bragging that a light frame wall could go up in a fraction of the time, at half the cost. A 1948 Builder's Digest piece spelled it out. A light frame wall can be erected in a fraction of the time a masonry wall requires, and the material cost is roughly half. Construction News in 1952 doubled down. The labor hours per 100 feet of stud wall are 30% of those needed for a comparable brick partition. The result? Rows of houses filled with hollow drywall, paper-thin partitions, and zero thermal flywheel. Comfort was no longer something you built into your home. It was something you bought back month after month from the utility company. Ask yourself, who really benefits from walls that can't hold heat? Not the homeowner stuck with a furnace that never sleeps, not the family shivering when the grid goes down. This wasn't evolution, it was a market-driven coup. The old ways got bulldozed, not because they failed, but because they worked too well. Dense masonry, stone, earth, these materials gave ordinary people autonomy. They let physics do the heavy lifting, not a power plant. Now, the industry tells you that a hollow wall is modern, but what they don't admit is that you're living inside a thermal tent, not a fortress. The passive comfort of centuries has been swapped for a cycle of dependency. Why settle for a wall that leaks away every bit of warmth as soon as the sun sets? Why let your comfort be a commodity when it could be a birthright, stored in the very bones of your home? The physics hasn't changed, only the story has. Let the flywheel spin and watch the illusion of grid dependence collapse. What exactly makes a wall act like a hidden energy battery, while another leaks heat like a sieve? It all comes down to physics, real, measurable numbers, not marketing slogans. Every material has a specific heat capacity, the amount of energy needed to raise 1 kilogram of it by 1 degree. Brick clocks in at about 840 joules per kilogram per Kelvin. Stone is similar, but that is just the start. Multiply that by density. Brick packs in 1,800 to 2,100 kilograms per cubic meter, and suddenly, a single square meter of 20 centimeter thick brick wall can store roughly 300,000 joules for every degree of temperature change. That's not a rounding error. That's a thermal flywheel with real muscle. Now, compare that to the limp handshake of drywall. Standard gypsum board, at 12 millimeters thick, holds less than 1/10 of the heat per square meter. Its diffusivity, the speed at which heat moves through it, is higher too. That means heat rushes in and out with barely a pause, leaving you at the mercy of every cold snap and every spike in your heating bill. Drywall does not buffer, it does not store, It just passes the buck to your furnace. But here is where the numbers get truly damning for lightweight construction: the time constant and the lag. For a 20-centimeter brick wall, the time it takes a temperature wave to move from one side to the other is about 15 to 20 hours. The phase lag, the delay between peak heat on one side and the response on the other, lands between 2 and 3 hours. That is the secret sauce. The wall soaks up warmth during the day, then slowly releases it through the night, smoothing out wild temperature swings. Your furnace gets to rest. Your comfort does not depend on the grid staying up. A building physicist can show you the memo. 20 centimeters of brick inside the insulation envelope delivers the kind of heat retention that keeps a room warm long after the sun is gone. The numbers do not lie. Brick, stone, concrete. These materials turn your walls into a slow-release energy reservoir. Drywall turns your home into a thermal tent, flapping in the winds of utility pricing and blackouts. So why are you not told about this? Why are these numbers not front and center in every home buyer's guide? Because the more your comfort depends on physics, the less you need to buy it back from someone else. The thermal flywheel is not a myth. It is a measurable, testable reality, hiding right behind your drywall. Let the flywheel spin, and you start to see who really profits from hollow walls and endless HVAC cycles. Picture this: a living room with a single unassuming brick wall at its center. No wires, no gadgets, no secret heating element. Just mass waiting. At 8 in the morning, a row of thermocouples, those scientific truth tellers, are pressed into the brick, logging every degree. Infrared cameras catch the surface glow as the morning sun pours in. By noon, the wall's core temperature has crept up, but the real story starts when the sun fades. The thermostat clicks off. The furnace goes silent. The modern home would start to shiver, but not here. 10 hours after the heat source is gone, the sensors show something remarkable. Half the energy is still locked inside the brick, seeping out slowly and not wasted in a rush. Surface readings plateau, holding steady while the air cools. The interior temperature lags behind the outside world by nearly 2.5 hours. A real-world phase shift, not a theoretical promise. No sudden drop, no scramble for the thermostat. The wall acts as a passive flywheel, spinning out warmth hour after hour long after the grid would have left you cold. A physicist's memo, stamped and signed, confirms what the data shouts. A 0.2-meter brick wall placed inside the insulation stores enough energy to keep a 20-square-meter room comfortable for at least 10 hours after sundown. Heating and cooling runtime drops. The numbers don't lie. Ask the homeowner. It's like living inside a battery. My furnace barely runs at night. The wall just keeps giving. Who benefits when you're not buying heat by the minute? Let the flywheel spin and watch the illusion of grid dependence start to unravel. Grab a tape measure and a flashlight before you even think about stacking bricks in your living room. Most homes built after 1950 were never designed for real weight, just drywall and air. The first step is dead simple but non-negotiable. Check your floor's load limit. If you are on 2x8 joists, the safe ceiling is about 75 kilograms per meter of wall. That's it. Go past that, and you are gambling with sagging floors or worse. A structural engineer, a real professional engineer, not a YouTube handyman, will run the numbers for you. They will want to see the span, the spacing, the species of wood, the age. Don't skip this. A master mason's checklist starts with the same question: what's under your feet? No amount of reclaimed brick or clever design can cheat physics. Now let's talk cost. New brick runs 120 to 150 euros per square meter, but reclaimed brick or earth block can be free sometimes if you know where to look and can haul it yourself. That's the real $0 wall trick: salvage, sweat, and smart planning. But don't get cocky. Even a thin 5 centimeter brick veneer adds real weight. Hollow units, compressed earth, or aerated blocks can cut the load, but you still need to crunch the numbers. Moisture is the next deal breaker. Masonry behind drywall can trap vapor and rot your studs from the inside out. Always use a vapor-permeable membrane on the warm side, and never sandwich mass between plastic and insulation. A skeptical HVAC contractor will scoff that the wall will not heat your house in January, but the data is clear. A 10 centimeter brick wall, properly placed, can store enough heat to drop your peak heating load by 10 to 30%. That is not a rounding error. That is physics, working for you, not the utility. If you want to step off the treadmill of endless HVAC bills, you have to respect structure, moisture, and mass. Don't let the industry scare you off with code jargon or scare stories. Let the flywheel spin and watch who gets nervous when you stop buying heat by the hour. The real question: why surrender your comfort to the grid when physics offers a silent, $0 battery behind your drywall? Every day, you choose between hollow walls and a passive thermal flywheel. Autonomy isn't a fantasy. It's buried in stone, brick, and earth. Let the flywheel spin. What side are you on?